Hey, welcome back. How hard are you crushing it? Good job, man. Keep it up. Nutrition, workouts, mental strength, the trifecta. Just keep working. You're going to fall short some days. It's okay. Just begin again. Last time we talked about goals. Our stories talked about how having a dream or a vision can help us live life with more meaning, how it can help us have the best possible life. It gives us purpose, it gives us vision, helps us to move forward. Today we're going to talk about the fuel that fires those dreams. True story, we're going to talk about a guy named Aron Ralston. He gets trapped, but ideas of comfort, hunger, thirst, loneliness, pain, none of those ideas were sufficient to get him to take action to free himself. What we want to do is find the right sort of a motivation. What was it for him? Keep listening and I'll help you find out what motivated him and help you figure out how to harness that sort of motivation for you to take the necessary action for success. I'm Dr. Nathan Pallai. Welcome back to Speed Tribe. So let's talk motivation. Motivation can either be running towards something or running away from something. It can drive us to something or drive us away from something. Let's talk a little bit about being driven away from something, motivation that gets you to take action away from something. I like to mountain bike. One summer night, I was out mountain biking. I had some problems with my bike, and it took me a while to get it fixed. And by the time I got it fixed, it was dark. I was stuck in the canyon, and I was going slowly out of this rocky, rough canyon. The trail winds around. It's kind of difficult to see. And where I ride isn't like wilderness. It isn't that wild. There's some cougars, there's some bears, but honestly, it's pretty safe. But as I'm slowly making my way out through the canyon, there's a loud crash in the bushes next to me, and there's some large animal rustling their way through the bushes. Dude, dark or not, I took off. I was riding out of there so fast because in my mind, in the darkness, I was sure Bigfoot was out there in the bushes getting to get me. I know it sounds stupid, but it was dark and I was gone. I was cruising out of there. So motivation can be something you're trying to escape, something you're trying to get away from. Another sort of motivation drives us to something. Also, a couple years ago, I went on a surf trip with some friends. We got in the car like 10 o'clock at night, drove all night, got to the beach, and surfed for 3 days straight. We slept in tents, lived on fast food, and did nothing but surf. It sounds romantic and adventurous and fun, and honestly, it was. But at the end of those 3 days, you better believe I flew home. I drove home so fast. Not because I was running away from surfing, but because I was so excited to get home to my hot wife, my kids, my soft bed, my good home-cooked food, even the smell of my home and my leather couches. I was running towards something. So motivation can be running away from something or it can be running towards something. And usually we want to look at something that we're running towards, some sort of thing that we want in our lives. It's more powerful than running away from something. Those running away from something can work in the short term, but for long term, we want to go towards something. Also, motivations can be external, meaning things that are outside of our control, or they can be internal. So we want to see what for you is external and what is internal. And what is it that motivates you? So we're going to try a little experiment. Grab your sports psych journal, and I want you to get a page, and I want you to make a T-chart. Draw a line right down the middle, okay? On the top, you're going to put external on one side, internal on the other side. External meaning things that motivate you that are outside of yourself, and internal things that motivate you that are inside your control. And I want you to take about 2 minutes where you're going to stop the video, pause the video, and you're going to write down all the reasons you play sports, all of them. It can be like, I like the team unis, I like wearing the sweats at school, I like the Letterman's jacket, girls like me more, I just like to hit people. I don't know what it is, okay? But you're going to write down all the reasons you're going to play sports, and you're going to group them. One side in external, the other side in internal. And both are cool. We're not going to worry about that too much, put too much judgment in it. Just put it down, okay? So, ready? Stop the video. Take 2 minutes. Go. Okay, really stop the video. Okay, welcome back. Now you got your list. Look at your list. And just as you look over it, you can stop again. But which of these motivations speaks to you? Which do you just really love? Which gets you going? It's not going to be the same for other people. Don't worry about what motivates other people. Worry about what motivates you. Because whatever speaks to your soul, that's going to be the fuel that we use to drive us towards that dream. That's what's going to be most powerful. So find that why. Find the reason you want to do it, whatever it is. Because finding the right lever will get you to take the necessary action to achieve your dreams. For example, back to that story of Aron Ralston. He's trapped in hunger, thirst, fatigue. None of that is necessarily enough for him to be free. It takes something else. So let me tell you more of the story. It's April 25th, 2003. He gets in his truck, goes to southeastern Utah to explore Canyonlands National Park. Sleeps in his truck, gets up about 9:15, beautiful Saturday morning, and he rides his bike about 15 miles to a canyon called Blue John Canyon. If you haven't been to southeastern Utah with the beautiful slot canyons, they're epic, they are awesome. He locks up his bike and begins his hike. After hiking most of the morning around 2:45, he's descending into the canyon and a boulder above him slips, a huge boulder. He falls down about 100 feet below the desert surface, 20 miles from the nearest paved road, and his right arm is crushed under an 800-pound boulder. It's terrible. He hadn't told anybody about his climbing plans. He didn't have any way to signal for help, out of self-service, all of it. He has 2 burritos, some candy bar crumbs, and 1 bottle of water, and he's stuck. And so he tries using his multi-tool, like the kind of cheap multi-tool you get when you buy a $15 flashlight, he says. And he starts chipping away at the boulder. It doesn't work. He's stuck for days. He runs out of food. He runs out of water. He legit drinks his own pee. I know, nasty, but he's just trying to stay alive. He thinks about cutting off his arm, but he's sure his multi-tool isn't sharp enough. And so he's distraught, he's delirious, and he decides, okay, this is enough. And he decides to give up. He carves his name on the wall of the canyon, RIP his birthday and his presumed death date, and then he uses his video camera to record goodbyes to his family, and he tries to go to sleep. But then he has a dream as he's kind of drifting in and out of consciousness. In his dream, he sees himself scooping up a child with his arm. He's got, in his dream, he's got half his right arm, and he scoops up this child with his left hand. And this is what does it. This idea that he can be a dad. He's not a dad. He doesn't have any kids at this point. But this idea that he could be a father is the right lever. It gives him the motivation he needs to take drastic action. And so he does it. He uses his Camelback to tie a tourniquet around his arm. And then he breaks his arm. Boom! Snaps it one way. Boom! Snaps it the other way. You can't even imagine. And then he uses this dull multi-tool to cut through the muscles and the tendons. Gross. And he says, this thought of a future life, the euphoria of being a father, of having a family, this is how he handles the pain. He's so happy he could take action. He loses 25% of his blood volume. And then with adrenaline and this will to live, this will to be a father, he's able to rappel down 65-foot cliff and hike the 6 to 8 miles out. 6 miles out, he stumbles into a family. They give him Oreos, alert the authorities who had been looking for him. And 4 hours after amputating his arm, he's rescued by medics and he makes it. Here's the point. If you find the right lever, if you find the right motivation, it will drive you to take action. And dude, don't be cutting off arms. We're not talking about any nonsense like that. but it is a grind. And I'm not saying like sports are war, that's nonsense. But it's hard. It's not as hard as cutting off your arm. No. But the right motivation can get you to take action that is hard, monotonous, and miserable. So grab your journals. You got your list of things that motivate you. I want you to come to the real core thing here. What is the real thing that motivates you? Now, this might change over time. It probably will change over time. But we need the right why. We need the fuel. So your assignment today is write down this why. What is it that motivates you? What speaks to your soul? What do you want? Okay? All right, let's make it happen. Thanks for being here today. See you next time.